Admittedly, the title of this video intentionally contains an element of provocation. Perhaps this is why you watch it, at least up until now. If so, it worked out just fine. Nevertheless, the title also reflects the message. As most people, I am sure that you have wondered if there is a God, and perhaps you also invested emotions, relations and whatnot, in what you think is the answer. Many people do that. But let us try to analyze the situation. We know that people believe all sorts of stuff, but there are also some things that are more than just believable, they are highly likely. As a true agnostic, the following is what I believe, almost to the extent of knowing. I know for certain that I don't know if God exists or not. I find it overwhelmingly likely that I will not know this as long as I live. I'm equally convinced that this also applies to all other people on this planet. Not only don't we know the answer, there are also really no objective clues we can rely on to estimate the probability of the existence of God. The only rational attitude towards this situation must be to consider it a 50-50 chance. But for the sake of argument, let's say the 50% chance kicks in God's favor. If so, I know for certain that I don't know anything about what God would think were the proper way for us to live our lives. I also consider it overwhelmingly likely that I will not know the answer to this as long as I live. I'm equally convinced that this also applies to everybody else. Not only don't we know what a potential God may think of the way we run things down here, there are also really no objective clues on which we could try to estimate the probability that God is a turn the other cheek kind of guy. True, the question of the existence of God is certainly an interesting one. But if you agree with the assumptions just mentioned, it means that there is a 50% chance that God exists, a God whose opinions we have no idea what are. Given all this, he really isn't all that relevant in our lives.